for me to think of any other thing. I want you to know you're all I dream about. Frozen to the core, I miss you more than I can say. Outside is a place I wanna be. You make it nice for me when I go strolling around. I guess I grew up with my mother playing the koto around my house in Vancouver. Just as a 9-year-old, I just chose the instrument. It was super impractical considering all the problems I've had with touring with it and such, but a really cool sounding instrument and a really nice alternative to write on and to play with than guitar. So. I think that the only really hard thing about the koto is the layout of the strings and just getting used to the spread of it all as compared to, say, guitar. Guitar was just, I was attracted to guitar because all the music that I loved, all the rock music that I was into, and the soul music and all the other music that had guitar in it. So I wanted to play the songs that I loved and knew. So for me, playing the guitar, the way that I think of writing music on guitar, I really want to do something that I find interesting and compelling that I haven't quite heard before. I want to, I have to really pique my own interest to want to continue to write a song on it. But it's funny, I kind of have this sort of childlike wonder and amazement about the koto, even though I've played it for a while. And sometimes I'll play something and it will just sound pretty. We call it a folk jazz power trio, for lack of a better term, sort of named by a fan. It's just sort of the project. It's my outlet for all my writing, so I write all the tunes in the group, and I have an army of people who play with me. I have 2 drummers, Tony Nesbitt-Larking and John Foster, and I have 3 bass players, Dan Fortan, who's the original bass player from the group as well, and Liam Smith and Charles James. Yeah, first album I was a co-mixer, and I think it was a mistake. After you first mix an album or work, on the production side of an album, it sort of breaks your ears in a way. Like, you don't hear music the same as you used to. I'm the musical director of this project on stage. I don't have training as a mix engineer. Other people, this is the focus of their life. This is what they do. So I don't know why I would go in there and try to make influence on the outcome when I'm not the most qualified person to do that. I don't need it to be perfect, and I don't need it to be accurate, and I don't need it to be clean. What I want is I want to feel something. So I want people to feel something, and I don't care if they hate it or they love it. It's fine. But as long as, you know, ideally I would, when people listen to Two Sides to Every Story, they get transported somewhere else. They listen to the album from top to bottom. They can go somewhere with me because they understand sort of the feeling of the record, and it's transportative. So that's sort of the goal. And so instead of approaching the studio like, let's play cleanly, it was, let's really capture an amazing energy to start off with, and then we'll build on that. So that was what I was going for, and it came across for me. It was a success, and so that's why I'm, you know, so proud of that album, because it's got an emotion attached to it. I think it was good energy. Do you want to do fixes on that last one? Or
I'd rather just do
another pass. Sure. I thought that the majority of it was pretty good. It was the isolated spots with things, but yeah,
it sounded great, and I think we'll just get to that one where you're just owning it and driving the bus.
Yeah, we toured Japan last September, October, so that was our Japanese album release for Two Sides to Every Story, and it was awesome. Japanese audiences are, they value music incredibly. I got to hear everyone's sort of Koto stories, like everyone who came up to talk with me or get pictures or autographs on their CDs or whatever afterwards would tell me their story about Koto. So my grandmother played, or my mother played, or in school in the younger grades we had Kotos and we played, or very commonly, I have never seen a Koto performed live before. Within the month of touring, we had it hit the top 40. 32 was Bruno Mars or something, and then number 38 was the Jessica Stuart Few in Don't Ya? So that was pretty cool. And we also hit the Tokyo Top 100 too, which is great. And then after that, we've got Folk Music Ontario Conference in October. We have our first tour to China in late October, November, and then we'll wrap it all up in New York State for the NERFA, Northeastern Regional Folk Alliance Conference. So there's a whole lot of international stuff going on, which is fun, because I like to travel. So.